Hey snackers, nice to see you all. Hope you're all doing good. I've tried to be quite kind to myself this evening because I feel like I haven't done a full class with dumbbells in ages. It probably wasn't that long ago, but you know, like psychologically, I've got in my own head and you've been like, you've not done a 20-minute class in 5 years, is what my brain is telling me. So I've tried to be quite nice to myself with the plan, and something that you can take at your own pace. And as always, we're not going to count reps. We're going to lead into doing what feels good for our body. So you can speed things up, you can slow things down, you can stop whenever you need to. You could do something completely different. You don't even have to do what I'm doing. Just ignore me. I'm just here. I am going to use my threes all the way throughout. We're going to use dumbbells to warm up, so we're going to use them straight away. We are going to start with some side lunges, which is going to be one of the movements that we're going to play around with. So alternating sides, we're going to take a little step out, not too far, nothing too crazy, and just bending through that knee whilst keeping the other leg straight, and then pushing back into the middle. Dumbbells are just going to sort of hover each side of that bent knee. And my nipple lasers are down ever so slightly, not too down, not with a straight back, because I think that would feel a bit weird, but just sort of halfway in between. I'm just going to hang out on that bent leg for a second or two. Just feeling that stretch in the inner thigh on that other leg. If you feel it there, you might not. I do. My inner thighs are a bit like my side core, always feeling pretty tight. And remembering to breathe. And as you get into those, you might think, I'm going to bend that knee even more, or that might feel really weird and you might go, oh no, I need to straighten that up a little bit. So this just gives you that chance to feel things out, decide what's going to be best for your bod today, because that's always going to change. Let's have one more on each side. Lovely stuff. And then holding on to our dumbbells still, we are going to go into what the gym bros call Romanian deadlift, where we keep our legs sort of straight and softish. Knees can bend a little bit, or you can lock them out. It really doesn't matter. And we take those dumbbells down the front of the thighs whilst pushing our bottom backwards. And nipple lasers here go from straight ahead to straight down like that. So very slowly taking those dumbbells down, pushing that bum out as much as you can, and then standing back nice and tall. And again, you can do it as fast or as slow as you like, depending on the skill in your hamstrings will also determine how quickly you feel that stretch. I feel it pretty much straight away. I feel it like here. And this is one of those that always leaves me with sort of DOMs at the end or the next day. Breathing. And again, just letting yourself hang out in that position just for a couple of seconds. You might feel lower back. It does have to get involved. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing if you can feel that. It just means that it's doing something. Last one. Perfect. You can pop your dumbbells down and give your hands a break while I demonstrate what we're going to do. So as always, if you wanted to stay with just these side lunges all the way through, that is a very valid workout. If you want to play around with it a little bit, we are going to add in a row to our side lunge. So we're going to do all on one side and then swap, just so we can really get into those back muscles a little bit. So we're going to side lunge, bending into that knee as far as feels comfortable. Nipple lasers are going to come down a bit more than they were previously, so they are going to be pointing down, arms along, and then we're going to bring those elbows up, squeeze shoulder blades together, and we're going to lower them all the way down before we come back to the middle. So if you're ready to join me, pick a leg and let's go. Again, no rep counting. Let's just see what happens. Obviously, I'll call it at some point, otherwise we'll be here all day. 8 to 10 usually feels okay if I was going to put a number on it, but I can't speak and count, so just have to kind of see what happens. So really squeeze them shoulder blades together. Standing up nice and tall in between. Really let that breath come out. Don't hold it. I can hear someone breathing really well. I like that. Not in a weird way, just means that you're doing as I say, which is nice because normally no one does. Okay, squeeze those shoulder blades. We're going to do one more on this leg. My quad, my thigh is starting to build a little bit of heat. So we'll swap over now. Straight in on the other side. Again, pulling those weights up into the chest. Breathing. Nipple lasers down towards the toes. Leaning into that side lunge as much as feels comfortable, or as much as feels good. Lovely stuff. Here we go. Let's have 3 more. My inner thigh is getting a big old stretch. Last one. Excellent stuff. Again, you can pop your dumbbells down and have a little hand break. A hand break. Or you can carry on holding onto them. Same applies. If you wanted to stick with the RDL as it is, you absolutely can. Or if you'd like to just have a little bit of a mess around, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come down the front just like we did before, but then we're going to bring it round to the outer foot. So I like to imagine that my knuckles are pointing at things. So I'm going to take my knuckles from pointing at my toes to pointing on the outer edge of whichever foot you're going to go with first. Round they go, and then you're coming up here. Reset yourself, and then you're going other side. Move it round, bring it up. So it's just going to change the joint angle. It's going to excite the muscles a bit differently, because that is what it's all about. So when you're ready, we're going to alternate sides, taking them towards the floor, move them round, and then bring them up from here. Straighten yourself out and go into your next rep. I nearly dribbled everywhere then, because I was talking as I was like leaning forward. Oh God. Luckily I didn't. It was just very close. Okay, really push that bottom back as far as you can. Remember to always give space for your middle. So if you're finding that a bit crampy, just widen that stance and go with that. Remember, there's no like ideal foot position to do anything in. You can find what feels good for you. I think creating space for your body in a way that feels good for you is always just a really good recommendation for movement. Whether you've got big belly, big boobs, big butt, just create some space for all that good stuff to move. Don't forget your breathing on this one. Don't hold it in. You might have noticed that now you've done a few reps, your hamstrings are giving you a little bit more freedom, but no worries if they're not. Everyone's different. Lovely. One more each side. Down the middle. Move them round. Bring them up. Last one. And up again. Excellent. Handbrake for me. Handbrake on. Had a little drink. This does not feel awful so far, so either my body is fine and can cope with most things, or I've just done the planning really well. Maybe a combination of the two. So with our side lunge row, we're now going to add in a press to that. It feels a little bit odd. It's a lot of core, especially as we transition from row to overhead. Bringing ourselves upright is all core. So this is what it's going to look like. Stepping into that side lunge, row it up, and then staying here. We're going to bring them up to shoulders, press them overhead, and then come back to the middle to start our next rep. Let me do it one more time. We side lunge, nipple lasers point down, elbows come high to row them into chest. Let them lower before we take them to shoulders and then press them overhead, all the while trying to just maintain that side lunge position so that the lower body has to do some work as well. But however much lower body you want will be determined by how much you're going to lean into that knee, or if you're just going to step. And that's a choice that you get to make for yourself, which is cool. There should be more choices in exercise. Here we go. Pick a leg. Let's make a start. Lovely stuff. Back into the middle, ready for the next rep. Row it. Flick them to the shoulders. Press. Come back to the middle. And then again, row. Flick them up. It's lower back and glute doing a lot of work there. Two key parts of the core as we transition from this row to this press. Whew. Hope you're all getting on fabulously. Even if you're finding it a bit difficult, I am definitely finding this one difficult, but not in a horrible way, just in a, like, I can feel the muscles doing the thing way. Let's have two more on this leg. Quad is getting an absolute battering. Last one. Lovely stuff. Other leg. Oh, feeling a little bit gassy after dinner doing that. Oh, here we go. Other side, row it up. Flick them to the shoulders. Press overhead. Whew. Head's getting hot with this headband. My heart is actually beating quite fast now, which is a nice addition to this. Because we've got so many different elements of the body involved, the more muscles you use, the harder it gets. So it's actually no surprise that my heart rate is up. It just surprises me every time. I think when you're someone whose heart rate can go up just from like feeling a bit anxious, when your heart rate starts to go up during exercise, it always feels a little bit weird. Like in my head, I'm going, oh, I don't feel anxious about anything. I actually feel really good. Why is my heart rate going up? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm exercising. That'll be it. Let's have 2 more on this leg. Flick into shoulders, press. Last one. That's right, like a nice little combination. I do like that one. Okay, pop them down, have a full rest. We have got 1 more RDL to do, and then we've got something else that we can play with our lunge row press thingy. We won't do that for too long. It's more of just a little bit of fun at the end, if it can be described as such. So with our taking the dumbbells down and moving them, what we're going to do is we're going to move that leg back as we move them. So if you're moving them over your left leg, you are going to step back a little bit. It's not huge, just a little step back, this much. In fact, just enough space for you to have your hands sort of hanging between your feet there. And then as you come up, you're going to bring that foot forward, reset for your next one. Down, move your foot out of the way, come up, and then step it back in. So we're still moving, we're just getting that foot to move, angle of the pelvis changes. This leg has to do a different thing in its muscles. Just a bit of skill development, just to get our bodies ready for anything, just having a bit of fun. Here we go, popping it down, move the foot, bring it up, step forward to reset, other side, down we go, move them round, move that foot. So it's almost like the foot is just getting out of the way of those dumbbells. Sticking that bum out as far as possible. Lovely, let's have 1 more. And then we've just got enough time to see if we can have a little play. So here's what we're going to do. It's nothing that you haven't done already, just with a little added extra in there. So we're going to go into that side lunge, row, flick it to shoulders, but then as you press, I want you to lift onto one leg and then step back to reset for the next one. We'll just do 2 or 3 on each side, just to see if we can, because what we're doing is this leg's bent in that lunge, and then we're lifting as we lift the dumbbells and coming onto one leg. You don't even have to let this leg leave the floor if you don't want to. You can just come up and keep that toe on the ground and then come back into the middle. But for those of you who like a balance and like a leg lift, it's my gift to you on a Monday. Here we go. Have a go. See what happens. Have a try. Flick it to shoulders, lift up, and then back to the middle. See? Not too bad, hopefully. Oh, what am I doing? Forgot what I'm doing already. Flick it to shoulders, press and lift. 1 more on this side. Row. Press and lift. To get a little bit of adductor work in that lifting leg. Swap sides when you're ready. Here we go. Nearly there, pals. Press and lift. Press and lift. Last one. And then we're bang on 20 minutes. Wonderful stuff. Pop those down. I hope you enjoyed that. Of course, as always, if you like to spend a bit of time stretching, and questioning your life choices, please spend some moments doing that. If not, no worries, go and have your showers, your dinners if you've not had any, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow for tapas. Don't be scared, it's all fine. We like it really. Okay, goodbye, love you.